The hip-hop world is on the verge of collapse, and the consequences are more catastrophic than anyone could have predicted. Put an end to what you are doing right now. 50 Cent has already portrayed the antagonist. He has destroyed careers with a single post. However, what recently transpired between him and the Harris family has left fans speechless and sent shockwaves through the whole business. There are rumors circulating on social media that the fabled animosity between 50 Cent and T.I. has taken a turn so dark, so intimate, and so brutal that there may be no turning back. There are rumors that 50 has supposedly pulled the trigger on a Part 2 tape leak that targets T.I.'s marriage rather than just his crown. Claims that this video presents Tiny Harris in a way that has never been seen before have caused the internet to completely collapse. 50 Cent allegedly making the most offensive allegations about her loyalty and background. The King of the South's response, however, is the truly heartbreaking portion that has everyone talking. T didn't come out swinging this time, according to insiders. Rather, his closest circle is said to be scared by the way he broke down. As these accusations gain traction, we are discussing accounts of a man who was utterly devastated and witnessed his entire existence fall apart in real time. Is this the height of treachery? Is the video authentic? Or is this simply 50 Cent's most perverse tactic to date? The level of stress has never been higher. According to reports, the emotional debris is accumulating and the receipts are being dumped. You will want to pay close attention to every moment of this. Because we are delving deeply into the accounts of the tears, the jeers, and the possible demise of a hip-hop empire. Nobody anticipated this drama, and the industry will never be the same after tonight. That the sound of bass and the bustle of the music business typically permeate Atlanta's streets. However, as rumors regarding the purported video shared by 50 Cent start to spread, there is a heavy hush tonight that feels like the calm before a deadly storm. Hip-hop history has long featured the conflict between the Gunnett Commander and the King of the South, but no one ever anticipated that it would in this area where personal honor and family sanctity are being dragged through the digital mud. According to the rumor, Tiny Harris appears in a number of compromising circumstances from years ago on a secret recording that 50 Cent has purportedly published or is at least threatening to release. In the public view, 50 Cent is framing the accusations as evidence of a lifestyle that goes against all the Harris family stands for, rather than just a simple error or a momentary lapse in judgment. Fans are searching the internet to determine whether these allegations are true or whether this is really another deliberate move by a man who is renowned for being the best professional troll. Because the language being used is so insulting and the insults are so deeply ingrained in a long-standing marriage, these reports are weighing heavily on the business like a dark cloud. According to people familiar with the matter, the video purports to depict Tiny in the company of prominent people during a period when her connection with T was purportedly strong, and the charges that she is a hooker are being made with such malice that even the most seasoned gossip bloggers are in disbelief. Many are wondering how a conflict between two men could ever lead to a woman like Tiny, who has been a cornerstone of the community and a loving mother for decades, is being targeted so brutally. With screenshots and brief videos purportedly emerging and vanishing from multiple platforms, the scandal's digital footprints are spreading like wildfire, intensifying the mystery for people who are watching the drama. The attention has turned from 50 Cent's motivations to the Harris household's actual situation as the reports get louder. For everyone engaged in this story, the emotional stakes have never been higher. According to reports, a large number of the family's friends are attempting to provide assistance, but the Harris estate's doors stay closed as the internal conflict turns into a public spectacle that nobody was ready to see. The shock of witnessing such a well-known person being called such a disparaging term has spurred a heated discussion on the morality of rap feud and whether there are any remaining lines that shouldn't be crossed in the quest for supremacy on social media. While 50 Cent keeps posting mysterious messages and memes that feed the flames, the true tale appears to be playing out behind the scenes, where everyone who formerly looked up to this power couple is beginning to realize the reality of the situation and the agony is becoming physical. The sheer number of accusations is stunning since it's not just one instance or one video, but rather a collection of statements that depict betrayal and secret lifestyles that no one could have imagined. Commenters on social media are divided. Some think that wherever there is smoke, some are criticizing 50 Cent for being a bully who is attempting to damage a woman's reputation in order to gain an advantage over his competitor. As trolls start flooding Tiny's comments with the slurs made popular by 50 Cent, the ferocity of the backlash against her is evident, creating a really unparalleled environment of online harassment. In its scope and brutality, the stated state of T, who has always exuded an air of impenetrable confidence and southern royalty, is the most heartbreaking aspect of the narrative amid all of this disarray. People who have lately seen him are depicting him as someone who is unrecognizable from the fearless we witnessed the rapper on stage as the burden of his wife's accusation starts to break his spirit in a way that neither a jail term nor a court battle could. According to reports, he is hiding away in his private studio, not to produce music, but to deal with the crushing blow to his heart and ego as he witnesses his wife's reputation being dragged through the dirt by his worst adversary. Insiders describe a picture of complete emotional collapse as he sees the purported evidence for himself and realizes that his private life is no longer his own. Reports of him sobbing are becoming more common. It is an instance of unadulterated human vulnerability in contrast with the ostentatious lifestyle and aggressive attitude he has kept up for more than 20 years in the public eye. The betrayal seems twofold because, in addition to dealing with the footage's possible veracity, he is also dealing with the public humiliation of having his admirers and peers see his lowest point. He receives more taunting and purported evidence that his society is based on falsehoods and secrets that are finally coming to light each time he picks up his phone. This kind of exposure has a huge psychological cost, and it is evident that the King of the South is having difficulty staying upright as the walls keep closing in on him from all sides. Words sound hollow and pointless in the face of such a catastrophe because the insults are so personal and the harm to his reputation is so great that even his closest associates are allegedly unaware of how to console him. The industry is observing with a mixture of interest and fear. A number of online posts and purported leaks have dragged one of its most revered leaders to his knees and drastically changed the discourse surrounding his legacy. There is a feeling that the culture has changed significantly tonight, and the effects will last for a very long time. The Harris family will have to deal with the ruins of their public persona in the future. As the world waits to see if T.I. will muster the courage to rise once more or if this will be the last blow that permanently destroys the king's rule, there are countless questions and no solutions. With each minute that goes by, a new layer to the narrative and a fresh incentive for viewers to ponder how much more the human heart can withstand before succumbing to the strain of such a significant and well-publicized betrayal. The fact that their children are also caught in the crossfire of this virtual conflict, with their mother's persona being targeted, adds to the sadness of the scenario. On a worldwide level, when the sound of a family disintegrating in front of millions of people who are more interested in the entertainment value than the real human lives being destroyed in the process drowns out the music, it is a terrible day for hip-hop. The allegations that Tiny's history was utilized as a weapon serve as a reminder of how brutal the profession can be to women who have dedicated their life to helping the men in their lives, only to be abandoned or humiliated when it fits a story. The intricacy of the feelings involved is astounding, as we witness a man who was once the epitome of Southern pride reduced to tears and hopelessness due to the behaviors of a competitor who is skilled at striking where it hurts the most. The story is now about America's survival and the preservation of a legacy that is under attack from the shadows of the past, rather than just rap lyrics or who has the most money. The world stays captivated to the intensity as the night wears on. Their screens, awaiting the next action in a game that only leaves victims to pick up the pieces of their shattered lives and has no winners. And as the sun sets over Atlanta, creating a trail of shadows that reflect the darkness already engulfing their home, the tension within the Harris household is allegedly reaching a breaking point. Personal lives. Sources close to the family claim that the house, which used to resound with the sounds of music and laughter, is now filled with a thick, oppressive quiet that is only broken by the muffled noises of T trying to maintain his composure. According to friends who have attempted to visit the estate, as the couple tries to deal with the aftermath from 50 Cent's most recent and vicious attack, security has doubled and no one is permitted inside. According to the story, Tiny is in complete disbelief, unable to comprehend that her past is being used as a weapon in such a public and disparaging way, while her spouse is going through a degree of emotional suffering that he has never displayed to the public. According to insiders, T has been spotted pacing the floors of his trophy room, gazing at the gold records and honors that once characterized his greatness but now appear to be meaningless memories of a life that is being gradually taken apart. The accusations of adultery and the, according to reports, negative labels being applied to Tiny's name are making T doubt all he believed to be true about his companion of more than 20 years. Rumor has it that intense confrontations have erupted behind closed doors, with Tiny weeping defending her character and reminding him of the commitment she has shown throughout his own, while T demands to know the truth behind the tape. Several court cases and public scandals. Since Tiny was the one who kept the family together during T.I.'s darkest moments in the past, nobody is blind to the irony of the scenario. However, she is currently the focus of a smear campaign against which her husband may not be able to protect her. Years of history and the weight of their children's futures, which are now in jeopardy due to these claims' viral nature, add to the emotional turmoil. Social media fans are making it more difficult by searching through past interviews and music video clips in an attempt to uncover any truth about 50 Cent's accusations have led to a dehumanizing online scavenger hunt for all participants. The tape itself isn't the only reason for the rumors that T is crying, it's also about realizing that his adversary has finally discovered the one vulnerability that he can't overcome with songs or street power. He is apparently feeling quite ashamed that he was powerless to stop his wife's reputation from being damaged on such a large international scale. Furthermore, the accounts of his collapse point to a man who is lamenting the loss of his honor. He describes the betrayal he experiences as a tangible weight in his chest that makes it difficult for him to. The notifications on his phone keep coming in like a never-ending downpour of insults, making it difficult for him to speak or even think straight. According to reports, 50 Cent is taking pleasure in the mayhem he has caused as he keeps hinting at additional footage and information that he says would definitively establish his argument. While the rest of the industry looks on in silent fear, wondering who might be the next victim of his digital warfare, his admirers are applauding him as the king of petty. Since nobody wants to get caught in the crossfire of a feud that has become so toxic and personal, the response from other celebrities has been mainly silent. But there are rumors that T is being contacted behind closed doors by influential people who want him to put his family first and avoid the commotion. However, it appears that the harm is done. There have also been stories of family members being split apart, with some relatives purportedly some are upset with T for failing to end the feud with 50 Cent before it got to this stage, while others blame Tiny for her previous negligence. According to reports, the Harris kids are being kept as far away from the internet as possible. However, that is an almost difficult feat in the modern world. And the idea of them T.I.'s strongest emotional outbursts are thought to be mostly triggered by witnessing their mother being discussed in this manner. According to reports, his emotions are a mixture of genuine sadness for the innocence his family is losing in real time and rage at 50 Cent. The fact that makes the matter much more complicated as the scandal grows too loud to ignore. A number of business acquaintances are allegedly re-evaluating their affiliations with the Harris brand. The fall feels even more complete because the possible loss of contracts and endorsements is putting financial strain on an already precarious emotional state. According to insiders, Tiny has been spotted on the phone with attorneys and publicists for hours at a time in an attempt to stop the footage from spreading. However, because of the nature of the internet, once something is posted online, it never goes away. The rumors about her secret every gossip site in the nation is analyzing affairs, and people are searching for names and timelines to link to the accusations, which just fuels the flames. According to reports, T feels as like he is stuck in a nightmare with no way out and every door leading to greater humiliation. People who have been in the room with him report that his voice is raspy and his eyes are red from talking and crying for hours on end while he attempts to understand how his life got to this point. According to reports, he is questioning whether the wealth and notoriety are worth the cost of exposing his most private weaknesses to a public that laughs at his suffering. For a guy whose entire identity was based on his position as king, losing respect is equivalent to losing one's life, therefore the claims of his world falling are not hyperbole. When he discovers that some of the people he believed to be his friends are actually covertly watching the drama, the betrayal seems to be coming from all sides. With interest instead of worry. He is reportedly so alone that he has even shut off the lights in his house to prevent feeling like the outside world is watching him. The media is feeding its appetite for the story of the hooker and the devastated spouse. On every tidbit of information that escapes the Harris estate. T is apparently struggling to control his seething wrath despite the pain because he knows that if he reacts violently, he would ultimately lose more. His battle to maintain composure in the face of heartbreak is characterized as a valiant but terrible attempt to preserve his family's last honor. However, it is said that Tiny is moving like a ghost throughout the house. The weight of the charges and witnessing her husband's suffering made her feel depressed. The connection that has the ultimate weapon of the digital era, character destruction, is testing those who have survived jail time and rumors in the past. The stories continue to depict a home that is split apart by suffering but united by a common fear of what will happen the following morning when the news cycle resumes and everyone finds a new way to make fun of them. Reports of T.I.'s emotional state worsen as the night goes on. Some say he has stopped eating entirely and is just staring at the wall as the truth of his predicament dawns. According to reports, the King of the South is at his lowest point, and everyone is watching to see if any way back from this, or if the video has actually brought an end to one of the most famous periods in hip-hop history. As the Harris family waits for 50 Cent to make his next move in a game that has already cost them everything that matters, every second seems like an hour. The affair's reports are still unverified, but the harm has already been done in the court of public opinion, and the verdict is being whispered throughout the internet. The industry is left to question whether any marriage can withstand this kind of public execution as the tragedy plays out in real time. The Harris home's quiet has now given way to a somber aura of sadness and unsolved questions as the news of the 50 Cent's digital assault continue throughout the early hours. According to insiders, T.I. has allegedly ceased attempting to refute the narrative and has instead withdrawn into a state of introspection and grief due to the emotional toll. Reports of him reading the never-ending barrage of jokes and comments directed at him while sitting in his darkened home office with only the brightness of his phone screen illuminating his face are fueling the rumors that his world is falling apart. The claims about 50 Cent's labels and Tiny's previous affairs are said to be penetrating farther than any physical wound could. The monarch of the South is reportedly feeling helpless as he struggles with the idea of his public persona versus his private reality and realizes that his family's honor is currently a hot topic for all the wrong reasons. According to the allegations, a man who has dedicated his entire career to defending his pride has had it taken away by a string of posts from an unrestrained competitor. For the benefit of their kids, Tiny is allegedly working to keep the home running smoothly in the meantime. However, the accusations' weight is reportedly causing she couldn't even see her husband's eyes without crying. Family members from all over the nation are apparently contacting to inquire as to whether the tape is authentic or whether this is simply another phony prank intended to create turmoil, as the drama has reportedly reached a fever pitch. The uncertainty is leading to a wedge between the pair since T allegedly believes that the existence of these reports betrays the life they created together. Although Tiny is reportedly begging for his understanding and reminding him that the profession is based on deceit and deception, the accounts of tense conversations followed by extended periods of as everyone watches and awaits the last moment, tears are depicting a marriage that is holding on by a thread. For the Harris family, each new meme or cryptic hint regarding Part 2 from 50 Cent is like adding salt to an already raw sore. Analysts of social media are pointing out that these posts have received more attention than any other in rap history.